Hello and welcome to the Reflection Show. My name is Martha Anabila. Today I'll be speaking with amazing young people from the Savannah International Academy here in Tamale, helping us to understand who an adolescent is and share with us some of the things they think, they see, they feel, and what adults sometimes do to them that they are so not comfortable with. Maybe today we get to know what young people think and some of the things that we should actually stop doing to them. Let's go for a break. When we are back, we delve straight into the discussion. Stay tuned. Welcome back from the break. It's still the Reflection Show. We want to understand who an adolescent is from the perspective of they themselves. What do they think they are, or who do they think they are? Do they understand the challenges they go through, and how are they dealing with it? Kushal, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. What about you?
I'm fine. How is school?
Well, very good.
So today you guys are coming to educate me, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, so I believe that I'm to expect so much information from you. Who is an adolescent?
An adolescent is a person from the age of 9 to 15.
Casey, who is an adolescent?
Thank you for the question. I think an adolescent is a person from like the age from 9 to 15, like he said. And the adolescents go through many things. Like they start to get pimples and things on their faces. And I know that for boys, when they are an adolescent, they start to grow taller than us, and then their voice will begin to deepen.
Have you, of course, obviously, but what are some of the changes that you see in yourself from years back and now?
Well, previously I didn't have hair and pubic hairs. Now I do.
Were you scared when you saw those things? Why weren't you scared?
Because my father has them
And
all over his
and he spoke to you about them before you. So it means that you were privileged to have that information. But do you know there are some young people who don't have that information?
I've heard a lot of stories about it.
Tell us about some of the stories.
Well, there was one girl, I've heard of this from my teacher. Well, she was in high school and one of the girls bled through her pants. So they took her to the washroom, and then one of the girls inside brainwashed her and told her that you need a boyfriend to buy the sanitary pads.
Really? Do you think you need a boyfriend to buy a sanitary pad? Do you think so? You don't think so? Okay, so it means that you have this information, and then that is why you were able to take care of yourself. Casey, have you heard of stories about young people starting to develop in some parts of their body, and how did they handle it?
I have not really heard about any story, but I like have an idea about some.
Okay.
So like I watched a video and then about someone who like bled through in school, and her friend gave her some parts.
Okay. And do you understand why they had to bleed? You, as a boy, do you understand why girls bleed? You don't understand, but you know it's something girls go through. Have you tried asking someone why girls go through that? Why? Are you shy to ask? You are not shy to ask, but you think it's a girl's thing. It's not my concern. Do you feel the same way?
No, not really.
Not really. Okay, I want to come to some of you, if they can get a microphone. I want to come to some of you to ask you, what do you think about being an adolescent? Who is ready to talk? Who is ready to talk? Okay. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Hello.
Yes.
My name is Amy. I'm in year 7. I personally think an adolescent is a person between the age range of 9 to 15,
Okay.
and they go through changes, both physical and emotional. They also go through mental changes. And at this point in the adolescent's life, they need an elderly person. It could be a parent, a teacher they trust, or a guardian to send them through what they experience at this point and educate them on what they should do.
Do you, when you were growing up, did you have your parents telling you about some of these things?
Yes.
And
Fortunately for me, my mother talked to me about changes I go through as an adolescent, both before and during the period.
okay, and have you seen some of the changes? Some of the changes they talk to you about, have you seen some of them in your body? As a girl, hey, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking, no, okay,
As a girl, have you seen any changes within your body?
no, but I've grown taller. She talked to me about growing taller. I've grown taller.
She told that you only grow tall.
No, she talked to me about other things, but
Okay.
personally, what I've seen in the things she talked to me about was height. My height changes, and I grow really fast now. So
You grow really fast now. So you've changed from how you used to be now. That is
Yes.
because you are now an adolescent.
yes.
Okay. Anyone else want to say something? Pass the microphone. Just pass the microphone. Okay. Yes. Anything you want to say? You want to add up?
Thank you for the question. What I know about adolescence is that an adolescent is a child growing to become an adult. During adolescence, girls and boys face a lot of difficulties, and some of these difficulties can be both negative and positive. I have experienced it. During my adolescent stage, I have realized that I've grown taller and I've started developing pimples on my face. But I don't know if my friends here have started, but to me, I have started being an adolescent already. Thank
Are
you.
you happy you're an adolescent?
Yes, it's exciting being an adolescent, but it also comes with a lot of responsibilities and difficulties.
Can you tell us some of the responsibilities?
Yes, you have to take care of yourself during adolescence. You don't want to smell or you don't want to look dirty in front of people. And you like you think about yourself all the time, how your other mates think you, how you
Think
look.
about you.
Yes, and it's always like you feel worried. You always want to look beautiful and you don't want anyone to say anything that will embarrass you.
The last time I think you told me something. Should I remind you?
Yes.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I forgot.
Oh, you told me that sometimes you have feelings for the opposite sex.
Yes.
How do you deal with it? Is there anything in your mind as how one can deal with it?
If you have a feeling for the opposite sex, like you like someone, you're not supposed to tell the person. You're supposed to keep it to yourself. If you tell the person, it can lead to a lot of problems. You might one day drop out of school because of what happened.
Wow, great, insightful there. Let me come back to you. As a boy, what is something that you expect that you see in you or you have seen in you, or something that's like in your journey as an adolescent, something that can become better for you?
Well, the first thing is the pubic hairs. I noticed them around the age of 10. So since then, that's the day I asked my father what is this, and he told me about it.
Has your voice changed?
A bit.
It has changed a bit. Have you grown bigger and taller?
Grown taller.
Okay, sometimes I hear some young people say they become scared when they see some of these changes, but you were never scared. How about you? You are still growing, of course, but sometimes girls who start menstruating, I think one of you mentioned cramps. Which of you? Shamima. Yeah, Shamima. Let me hear from Shamima. Cramps. Have you heard or you have experienced it?
I've heard about it.
You've heard that cramps. So are you expectant or you are hoping that cramps do not affect you when you start menstruating?
I'm hoping.
You are hoping. Okay, so what else do you know about who an adolescent is?
Like an adolescent is someone who like
Go ahead.
adolescent is someone from the age of 9 to like
To the age of 15 years.
15 or 19.
Okay. Okay. All right. Now I want to get back to some of the stories some of you were telling me the last time. Don't look at the cameras and be shy, because most of you were talking and I don't know, all of a sudden you are shy in my studio. Especially for you, you told me plenty things that stories you have heard, your mother or your father is doing that you are not happy. What are some of the misconceptions you hear about what like when you were a child that you are not happy about?
Like, because we now ask a lot of questions. Like when we were little, they used to tell us lies to get us to stop talking.
Okay, example.
For example, like, I don't believe that when you whistle in the night that dwarfs will come. So
when you whistle in the night, dwarfs will come and catch you. Okay, they told you that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So one time, my sister was whistling in the night, and then, like, my mother said that she should stop whistling, and then we knew someone shot, and she said that the person is coming to catch us.
Yes. Who else want to share some of these stories with us? Nahim wants to talk. Okay, give him the microphone.
Hello, yes. I have a story that I'd like to share.
Okay, you have a story you want to share. Okay, go ahead.
So, once we were making loads of noise, me and my siblings in the house, and our mother came to us, and we had this neighbor. So, our mother told us that the neighbor was a police officer. So, if we made noise on the trampoline, he would come to our house and he would take us away to the police station, and we'd stay there forever. So since then we didn't make any noise. And so then one day I went out and then my neighbor was there. So when I asked him, "Are you a police officer?" and he said no. So then I found out that she was lying.
Wow. And so how did you feel like later on? How was it? How did you feel?
I felt confused why she would lie to me like that.
Okay, but have you seen changes in yourself as a growing child? How do you feel?
No, not really. I haven't seen any changes
You have
yet.
not seen any changes yet, but have you heard about some of the changes or things people go through?
Yeah.
And then, are you expectant?
Yeah.
You were expectant. Are you excited about it?
No. Yeah. Actually, yeah.
You were excited about it. Okay.
Yes.
Tell me briefly about how you relate with the opposite sex in school. Are there some stubborn girls in your class?
Yes.
Oh, there are stubborn girls in your class. Which of them? Is it Shamima? Or she's calm? Who? You don't want to mention names before you get back to class. Anyways, that's okay. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts. Do you want to say something now? Yes, pass the microphone. Tell us what you think. Yes, you can pull your marks down and talk to us.
I think that in classes where the female students are many.
I can't hear you. Can you speak louder?
Yes. In classes where the female students are more, like they are many than the male students. If the class teacher is a male, if they are becoming adolescents, they will not feel comfortable telling the male teacher about the changes. So they'll need a female teacher or somebody else to talk to.
Okay. Well, I think that maybe school should make available counselors for both girls and for both boys to talk about. I was surprised you didn't mention that you have started growing some hips and some breasts. You only mentioned that you have grown tall. Hey, so yes. Anyways, it's getting very interesting here, and I believe that if you're a young person out there who is watching this, your peers are here to tell us about some of the changes that they go through and some of the things that are happening to them. Do you find adolescents in Ghana different from adolescents in your country?
Yes, actually.
What are some of the differences you find?
Well, in my country, we
Which
start
country?
growing
Tell us,
hair-
which country do you come from?
India.
Okay.
We start growing hair very early on our arms.
Mm,
By the age of 12,
mm,
our hands are full covered in hair. And then when you get older over the age, it will start becoming more hair.
mm,
But over here, when I look at someone's arm, all I see is just skin.
all he sees is just skin. Okay. Yes, anything to add up? Or not yet? I should go around and come. Yes, you're ready to talk.
I have something to say. It's about
Speak louder.
it's about the things adults say to kids, and so they tell us curiosity kills the cat, but they never tell you satisfaction brought it back. So whenever you have much
They
questions,
tell you what? Curiosity.
curiosity kills the cat, but they don't tell you satisfaction brought it back.
On that note, I want us to go for a break. Think about the story very, very well. When we come back, then you tell us the story into details. Let's go for a break. We'll be right back.
Books by Pastor A.L. Fant. They are inspired by the Holy Spirit, simple to comprehend, relevant in application, and so lovely to read. Grab copies like Dynamics of Kingdom Influence, Dynamics of Ministry, Mark is King for Church Workers, Money Matters, and she calls herself a woman. This marriage must work. No more curses. Loaded mouth. Secrets of kingdom dominion. The exploits of service. Things fall apart. Church without bleeding pulpit. Singles mingle and many more.
Welcome back to the Reflection Show. I'm still here with students from the Savannah International Academy. Continue from curiosity kills the cat, but what?
But satisfaction brought it back. So whenever I ask, like, you start to ask your parents a lot of questions, they tell you curiosity kills the cat, but they never tell you satisfaction brought it back. Because I think if they tell you the other half, you continue to ask questions and think until you're answered, because it was satisfaction that brought it back.
What are some of the things you hear that you're not comfortable with, or you later will find out that it's a lie?
My mother told me if you hear the ice cream truck passing with it sings. It has some song it passes.
Like a bell?
Yeah, like a bell. And she told us that if you hear that bell, it means the ice cream in the ice cream truck is finished. So while it's passing by, we hear, we're like, oh, the ice cream is finished. And when we go to bed, my mom eats all the ice cream in the freezer. So
because she doesn't want you to eat ice cream, she told you that?
Yes, I think. But
Okay. Anything to add? Anyone to add something? Anyone to add up something to some of the stories that you have heard? That you want to add up something? Okay, go ahead.
She said that like she ate all the ice cream in the freezer. But I think that like I know that in an African home, when you see farm milk and this in container in the freezer,
It's not ice cream.
it's not ice cream.
But
It's
sometimes it's
either
ice cream.
stew. Sometimes it's mostly stew
Oh.
or jollof or whatever.
Oh, really? So when you see an ice cream container in your fridge, it's not ice cream. Oh. It is stew, it is soup, it's jollof, or it's something. And you think that they are always deceiving us, putting that right inside, right?
Sometimes I actually think it's ice cream, and when I open it, I'll be disappointed because it's not.
So mothers, please, let's stop doing that. Let's stop disappointing young people. Who can tell me about menstruation? Something you've heard about menstruation. I only heard about cramps. Yes, pass the microphone to her. Okay. Is it on? Okay.
Yes.
Please check for me if the microphone is on. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you for the question. When I hear the word menstruation, what comes to my mind is blood. What I know is that menstruation is the monthly flow of blood from a female. And menstruation sometimes can be painful, or sometimes it doesn't pain. Menstruation occurs every month, and it's mostly like to go on the 7th day or on the 6th day. That's what I know.
That's what you know about menstruation.
Yes.
Okay. And then did you have someone tell you about menstruation?
Yes.
I mean, apart from school, have your mother sat down to talk about menstruation?
Yes.
And how do you feel about it?
I don't feel anything about it. I feel like it's just normal.
Okay. Okay. And are you expectant
Yes.
to have a feel of it?
Yes.
Hey, are you not scared of the pain? It's painful, oh.
I know
Anyway,
it's painful.
not for everyone, but
Yes.
of course, a lot of young women complain about the pain as well. Sandra, is there something you want to add? Anything that you want to talk about that you have heard?
I've heard that most people say that it pains when you are menstruating, and they always make me scared and feel like if I also start out, it will pain. But I'm expecting that mine won't hurt if I get it.
Do you face some challenges as a young person?
Yes.
What are some of them that you face?
Like if you are growing up and you have siblings, sometimes the youngest is being maltreated. Like they blame the older siblings only sometimes blame the things on the youngest because the youngest doesn't yet know what's like good and right. So they blame
So
it all.
elder siblings abuse younger siblings.
Yes.
And you don't want that.
Yes.
Okay. Anyone to add up something? Okay. Okay, before we come to her.
I've
Okay.
heard a story about a girl being told by the boys in her school that, and other girls, that when you menstruate, you become dirty. Like menstruation makes you dirty. So
Is it true? Do you think it's true?
no, I feel that topic or that subject shouldn't come up because females don't choose to menstruate, and it's a normal thing for a female. So girls or females shouldn't be shy of menstruation.
Okay. You said you wanted to add something.
Yes, I wanted to add what she said about the oldest maltreating the youngest. Like I have a story. So like
Go ahead with your story.
So one time, my sister said like she wanted pizza and things like that, and she told me to go and tell my mother
Are you the youngest?
yeah,
Okay.
we wanted pizza, and like she told me to do that because like she thinks my mother would rather listen to me more than
her. And did they buy you the pizza?
Yes.
But if she had gone to ask for pizza, they wouldn't have given her.
I think they would have.
Okay, maybe she thought they wouldn't have. How many of you have heard about child marriage? Have you heard about child marriage? You haven't heard about child marriage. You haven't heard about young girls being given to older men for marriage. You haven't heard about child marriage. Who has said about child marriage? Okay, so let me start this way. Okay, what have you heard about child marriage?
I've heard that when
Move
a
the microphone closer.
I've heard that when a child grows up and maybe the parents are poor, they'll give the child to a rich man, like old man, to get some money to feed themselves. And I think it's not a good thing to do.
You think
Because
it's what?
it's not a good thing.
Yeah.
The children will like feel bad and think like their parents don't love them.
Okay, and then yeah, tell me, Sandy, what have you heard about child marriage?
I know that child marriage is when most parents force their young children to get married to older men so that they can get money. But most children want to continue their education. They want to finish education before they get married. But unfortunately, most parents force their children into getting married, or they plan it without them knowing. And they secretly do it without their child's consent.
And do you think it's something that should continue?
No, I think they should put a stop to it.
Because more girls are losing their education, right?
Yes.
Okay, Shamima, I'm waiting for you.
Thank you for this question.
Thank you too.
What I know was about, I watched a video about it. Like a girl, she was like 10 or 11 years old. Then there was one of her uncles liked her and asked the parents whether he could marry her. And then the parents also knew that their uncle, the man, had money. So they wanted to give the girl out to the man so that they can get money, so that when he pays for the dowries, they'll get plenty money. So, but the girl didn't even know about it.
Wow.
So one day, like they woke the girl early. They woke the girl early from bed. But she was supposed to go to school. But then they took her to her mother's room and they started dressing her up. Then the uncle came to their room, then saw them. Then the uncle was like asking her whether she would marry him. But the girl was like, no, she wouldn't marry. But they still forced her. So the man still went ahead to marry the girl.
Okay. And I believe that it's a sad situation.
Yes.
You say you haven't heard about child marriage. He has not heard about child marriage, but now he has. So from what your colleagues have said, what do you think about? Do you think it's a good practice? I'm surprised you haven't heard about child marriage. I'm very surprised. You don't read or listen to
I
documentaries.
listen to animated stories.
Okay, so the content that you watch are not really very local content. How many of you would be happy to get married at this age? Hey, no hand is up. Why wouldn't you want to get married at this point? Sandy.
I don't want to get married at this age because I want to fulfill my dreams before I get married. I want to complete my education before I get married.
Yes. So if your parents bring a man and say that, Sandy, I want you to get married to this person, what will you do?
I will pack my things and leave my house.
Hey, and go where?
And go and look for someone that I can stay and continue my education.
Okay, I think someone else want to say something. Okay. Yes.
I don't want to get married at this age because when I grow up, I want to become a doctor. And if I get married at this age, my dream will be destroyed.
Okay. She wants to be a medical doctor. So please pass the microphone to.
Oh.
Okay, so she wants to be a medical doctor. So if she gets married at this age, her dreams of being a medical doctor will not be fulfilled.
I don't want to get married at this age because I have plans and dreams for my life, and I feel if I get married at this age, I won't be able to focus on my education, and I won't be able to follow my dreams like my parents.
So she said that she'll pack her things and leave the house. So assuming your parents bring a man and say you have to marry the man, what will you do? Will you pack your things?
I will. I honestly can't imagine the situation, but if it comes up, I will live with a person I am comfortable with, and I trust the person will support me to go through my education and fulfill my dreams.
Do you know about social welfare? Do you know about the Domestic Violence and Victim Support Unit, DOVSU? Have you heard about them? Who has heard about DOVSU or social welfare? What have you heard about them, Sandy? What have you heard about anything?
I've heard that most men abuse their wives. They go out with their friends, get drunk, and come back home and beat their wives anyhow.
Hey, they beat their wives anyhow.
And most of them even kill their wives. And then the next day when they wake up, they beg their wives to forgive them. If I was the one, I wouldn't forgive you because every day you do the same thing to me, so you don't expect me to forgive you.
Okay, so the Social Welfare Department and the Domestic Violence and Victim Support Unit Department, DOVSU, it's not just for marriages. It's not just for... Please, are you listening? It's not just for people who have been beaten by their husbands or beaten by their wives. It's for every one of us, especially for children. Do you know about the Ministry of Gender, Social Protection or something? That thing is too... Yeah. Do you know of that ministry? Ministry of Gender and Social Protection. Have you heard about that ministry? You've heard about it. Okay. Now, if you have any situation like this, where your parents want you to get married to somebody that you don't want to, you can go to the police station. Do you know that? You can go to the police station and tell them that you are here to report that you don't want to get married to this particular person, but your parents are forcing you to marry this person. Then the police have different departments. They have the DOVSU department, and they have other department like the MTTD department. So they will take you there and you will receive counseling. Then they will hand you over to the social welfare. Or if the social welfare is closer to your place or where you live, then you walk straight to the social welfare. The social welfare is there to protect us as children. So even if your parents are abusing you in a way that you don't like, it is not a place to get your parents arrested. It's a place to get your parents to be counseled. Do you know what counseling means? It's not an advice. It's like letting them to see the need to give you the best kind of care that you need. So I want you to put at the back of your mind that social welfare and DOVSU are available to give you young people the kind of help and the kind of support that you need. Is that okay? Yes. It is possible for you to also pick up the phone and call the emergency contact numbers, especially the police. Nobody's going to arrest you. They're even going to listen to you more because you are children. So you need to take up these services. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right. Now, I want to come back to you as a boy. Do you feel different from girls? You don't feel different. I hear some girls say they feel different. I believe you feel different from boys, right?
Yes.
How come you don't feel different? Yes, no, not in that perspective. But sometimes girls do something and like, why did you do this? Sometimes boys act some way, you're wondering why they act that way. Yes. Sandy, do you feel different from boys?
Yes, I feel different from boys.
In what ways? Have they done something or something that not done something in a bad way, but sometimes maybe the way they talk, girls, we don't have that kind of base and all of that. So share us about what you think or what you feel.
I think I'm different from boys because everyone has his or her own perspectives. And I think that boys and girls are not equal. Yes, I think that boys and girls are not
Hey,
equal.
when you say not equal, explain it before the feminists come for us. So not equal because we are fighting for gender equality and gender equity. In what ways? Are you talking about the biological differences because he's a boy, he has no breast, and I'm a girl and I have breast?
Yes.
Okay. In that area there, please, I had to make that explanations before they come for us. Anyways, yes, pass the microphone to her.
I believe girls and boys are different because sometimes they do something and it's different. For example, Kushal can leave the class, like he can leave the class with his stuff everywhere and like he doesn't care. But even if we don't clean the class to the fullest, as at least it's still tidied up to an extent. And I don't understand why or how he feels comfortable leaving the class without cleaning it.
But girls, you have to clean before you can sit inside.
I don't know whether it's all girls, but for me personally, even if I don't clean it fully, I'll clean it to some extent because I don't feel comfortable. I won't feel comfortable.
So you want the place to be clean at all time, but some boys don't really have their place all cleaned up. Okay, so I believe that these are some of the different changes that occur. Yes, and I'm going to ask a question. Do you think it's normal to have feelings for the opposite sex?
Yes.
It's normal. Do you think it's normal?
Yes.
Do you think it's normal? Do you think it's normal? Do you think it's normal? I'm not going to ask personal questions, but hey, has anyone here had some feeling for someone? Hey, no, please, it's not on TV, but Charlie. So, how do you think young people can deal with it?
I think.
So, I think you mentioned that
young
you don't tell the person, but what are other ways one can deal with it?
I think young people can deal with this is by talking to elders or people who can advise them on these things properly. Going to tell the person how you feel about the person is not advisable. It's normal. It's okay to feel to have feelings for the opposite sex, but you should talk to a grown up a grown up you trust, an adult you trust, your parents. It could be a teacher, it could be a counselor about how you feel and get the right advice.
Can you boldly, personally, go and talk to, say, Madam Reggie, that I think I'm liking this guy. How can I handle it?
Yes, Auntie Reggie is my bestie.
Hey, so you can tell her. So you think that young people should get besties in adults so they can talk to them about it? Okay. Shamira wants to say something. You want to say something? Iman, I'll come to you.
One of my counseling teachers said that when
You have a counseling teacher?
No, I'm a formal school.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but of course you've had that before.
She said that like when you like someone, you shouldn't tell the person that you like the person. If not, maybe if you tell the person's mind can change. The person also tend to like you. And then, like what Sandy said, you should like.
She said that she wouldn't tell the person.
Yes, you wouldn't tell the person. And you are not also supposed to think about the person. You should try not to think about the person. And you should maybe if you can like prevent yourself from going to the person. And then I think that most people should like have someone they trust. Trust like a teacher or their parents or the person whoever lives with them in the house. they can talk to the person about it, and then see what they can do about it.
And of course, I think at the end of the day, we are talking about almost the same thing. Getting somebody you can trust to really let the person know that that's how I feel. When you trust somebody, you don't become shy of how you feel or how you think. It's interesting hearing from young people themselves about some of these things. So we're just having a conversations. We are having fun. There is no formality in this. Pardon us for our shyness. Pardon us for our mistakes. Pardon us for any error you might see. But we are young people. Today I'm 12 years old, and I'm just trying to tell you some of the things that I don't like the adults doing to me. So let's go for a break. We'll be right back.
Yele, yele, yela, yele. Praise the Lord, Whoa. Yeah. Are you ready? Okay.
Like a rainbow, so my life be colorful. If you don't know, a life with this man is beautiful. Sing to the glory of God.
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 It's He I know. Everywhere I go, it's He I see. Anything I do, it's He I go. Seeking first all things you shall get.
It's the final lap on today's discussion, and I believe that whatever we have said, at least one or two things would make you realize that young people also have voices. They have whatever they have heard and whatever that they need to know or they also need to hear. We as adults or parents need to know how we engage them in conversations and expose them to some kind of content that might be good for them or not good for them. Yes, Iman wanted to say something, then I will come back to every one of you to give me your final words. Iman, let's listen.
I wanted to say that most of the mothers, when they give their children money, like if it's their birthday or there's a celebration, they'll say, bring it and let me keep it for you. But when you give it to them, you not see it again.
So parents have been collecting your money people give to you as gifts.
Yes.
And you don't like that. Please, parents, they say I should tell you that when they give them gifts, don't take the money and say, oh, let me keep it for you. And we never see the money again. Go ahead.
And we also need the money to buy some of the things we need, especially adolescents. Whilst they are growing up, they need money to buy some personal items. So when they give your child money, don't take it.
When they give your child money, don't take it. So I'm going to have my final word. What is that last thing you want people to hear from you about the topic we are discussing?
I want to say a story about where my mother took my money from me. One time, I like someone gave me 20 CDs, and then my mother said that let me hold it for you, if not it will get missing. So I gave it to her, and then when I wanted the money back, I asked her, Mommy, please, I want my money, and then she said that I used it to pay something for your uncle.
Oh.
And I never got my money.
You never got your money. So sorry. So please, you always keep our money for us. Yes.
So since I'm the oldest in my house, I have like three younger brothers.
You're the oldest in your house.
I have three younger brothers. All of them need something different every year. So for my last birthday, last 2 years ago, I got a bunch of money for my birthday. I kept a bit aside from my mother because I knew she would do the same thing again. Like on my 8th birthday, I got some money and I gave it to her and I asked her, please keep this safe for me. So then 6 months later, I asked for it because I wanted to get something like a new phone. But when I went for it, she said that I've used it to buy your brother new toys and everything. So then the next year, I kept a little money aside because I knew she would do the same thing again. I gave her 2,000 and I kept 1,000 for myself. I went and gave it to her. When, let's say a year later, on my birthday, I wanted to pile up all the money and see how much I got it. She said that I'm going to give it to your uncle because he wanted to buy new phone. Then after that, I'm going to give it to your father because he wanted to
So
buy
they
new
end up telling you stories for taking up your 2,000 Ghana cedis and never giving it back to you.
Luckily, I had 1,000 so I could buy everything.
Okay. Yeah, let me start from Shamima and go this way. Your final words. Anything you want to say? You want to say some hello, shout outs to anyone?
Shout outs to the people watching this. And I'm very happy to be on this show.
Great.
And this is my first time being on a show.
Oh, thank you for coming on the Reflection Show. It's the first time we are having you, and I believe that you will come on this show, and many, many, many more shows are going to invite you between now and the future. Thank you for coming. Sandy, your final words?
My final word is that parents should educate their children on adolescence, and parents should treat their children equally, both boys and girls.
Okay.
Thank you.
Iman, your final words?
My final words is I want to say thank you to everybody who is watching at home for watching us. And thank you to the school for giving us the opportunity to be here.
Okay. Nahim?
My final words are that if adolescent is very important, and if you're a parent watching, then you should be telling your children about it. Otherwise, and they won't know and they'll be scared when it starts to happen.
All right. Thank you. So let's get my mic. So Sandrine. Okay.
I like to tell the parents out there they should educate their children about adolescents. And I also like to thank them for watching this show.
Great.
I'd like to thank the viewers and the host and her team for this show. Thank you for the opportunity, and thank the school for this lovely opportunity. Like to give shout outs to the people watching and to my family who will definitely be watching because I won't let them not watch.
She will not let her parents or her family not watch. And I believe that everybody that you know and even not know are definitely going to watch the show. It's been amazing. They are students from the Savannah International Academy, the first school in, should I say Northern Region or Tamale? That is, pardon? Tamale. Okay, because we don't know how big the north is, that offers the Cambridge kind of education. So you can get advantage of sia.org. Check out on their website or give us a call. You want to say something?
Yes. The last thing I want to say is subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Yeah, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Yes, I was going to say that, of course. Thank you for reminding me. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Martha Inspires, and you get all of our content and our videos. We have the Reflection Show and my weekly motivational videos, thoughts from Martha Inspires. Just about 3 or 4 minutes. You can always read and share it. Listen to and share it to as many people as possible, and then they'll be inspired and they will learn a lot. It's been amazing reaching you today again with the Reflection Show. And I believe that as a young person, you are watching like, oh, I can do this, I can do that. Yes, you can be whoever you want to be. You can be better than whoever you are admiring now, because if you believe in yourself, something great and something mightier is going to happen in your life. And it's also going to happen for you over and over again. Check us out on www.marthainspires.org. Check us on Facebook at Martha Inspires Foundation. Check us on YouTube at Martha Inspires. Send us an email at marthainspiresf@gmail.com. gmail.com. Give us a call on 054 9578512. We are calling on partners and sponsors to come and support the Reflection Show because we are about to release great and amazing content for you this year. And we believe that the content that we'll bring out are going to be youth empowerment programs. They're going to be development programs and programs that you would always be proud that you have knowledge over. And a special good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all our viewers in Gambia, in Cote d'Ivoire, in Togo, in Nigeria, and Senegal who have been following the Reflection Show. Thank you very much. And even though you are not in Ghana, but we believe that our content will bless you, our content will inspire you and make you better and greater. The Martha Inspires Foundation is also still calling on people to come and support us in any kind you can that you can, with learning materials, books, clothes, shoes, pencils, erasers, school bags, anything. We have a lot of communities to reach out to. So give us a call and we'll make sure that, yes, we can check the numbers on the screen, 054 9578512, and get in touch with us. If you are outside Ghana, you want to do a project in Ghana and you're looking for somebody to partner with, to reach out to a lot of people, I am the right person. My team is around. I have a very great team, from the production team to the administrative team. We are a very great team to help you and beyond as well. We are here in Tamale, Ghana. Yes, big things and great things also happened in the north. My name is Martha Anabila. Do have a good night.